Bonjour, bienvenue sur le plateau d'Informatique News pour notre rendez-vous, le Grand Témoin, qui accueille aujourd'hui Bill Burns, qui est CEO de la compagnie Zebra Technology. Bill Burns, good morning.
Good morning. Great to be here.
Thank you for accepting our invitation. Morning, because I think you're based in Chicago, so it's still morning time over there, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Let's start to make a quick presentation of Zebra Technology. It looks like you are one of the oldest IT companies because you've been incorporated in 1969, so it's pretty a long time ago, and with a different name, Data Specialties, and then you and at that time you were not doing IT product but electromechanical product, and then you moved to the printer in 1982, and then you took the name Zebra in 1986 and did an IPO in 1991. So this is the major steps you were doing at the beginning of the company. Now you are what you say in the mobile environment, and you are about 10,000 employees and a $6 billion company. So that's roughly what I can tell about you, about your company. But if you had to talk with a CIO and to present your company, what would you say?
Yeah, I would say that Zebra empowers organizations to really thrive in an on-demand economy. That we talk about our vision as being enterprise asset intelligence, which is for every frontline worker and asset at the edge of the enterprise to be visible, connected, and fully optimized within the environment. So today, 86% of Fortune 500 companies are our customers through hardware, software, services, and solutions that we provide. And our focus is really on digitizing and automating our customers' environments. So we talk about seeing Zebra, each and every day within the environments customers of ours work and live. So think of scanners at the front of store checkout in retail stores. Think of mobile computers that are used to confirm package delivery for e-commerce. Think of printers used for hospital wristbands to improve patient care. So, those are our core product portfolio. And then we've invested in new areas such as robotics, machine vision, and retail software to enable retail associates. So through Zebra's offerings, supply chains are smarter, retail associates can engage customers better. And, inside hospitals, for instance, we drive better patient outcomes.
Could you present some real application with real customers that represent really what you're doing?
Yeah, so I think of e-commerce and picking of orders within an e-commerce environment, or visibility within a supply chain to be able to monitor and see what's happening across the supply chain with technologies like RFID. Think of front of store checkout, where customers are checking out either through self-checkout or through manned checkout lanes. They're using our scanning solutions there. Think of package delivery and parcel delivery or postal delivery that are scanning using mobile devices for delivery of packages. Think of manufacturing environments in which our customers are using our machine vision solutions to check quality of goods being produced off the assembly line. We're using robotics to do goods transport within a manufacturing facility to have line side replenishment. Think of parts showing back up at an assembly area within a manufacturing facility. So our products and solutions, our core products are really scanners, mobile devices with scanners on them, and then our printing solutions, industrial printing. And then some expansion areas that we focus on is rugged tablet, RFID, radio frequency ID solutions for tracking of inventory and supply chain, supplies to go with our printers, including smart supplies. Think of temperature sensing supplies. And new areas we're invested in: autonomous mobile robots that use for e-commerce picking, as I mentioned, and goods transport, machine vision, and then retail software. Those are the kind of the breadth of the portfolio with some examples.
And are you implementing this solution, offering your own services, or are you partnering with a services company to do that?
Yeah, so we have about 80+% of our business around the globe goes through our channel partners. So we leverage channel partners around the world to implement our solutions and hardware. They typically take our hardware and software and implement them into a broader solution within our customer environments.
Okay, I look back a little bit in the history of Zebra technology, and in the last 10 years, it seems that there were two major steps that you took. The first one was the acquisition of the business solution of Motorola. This was in 2014, and then in the recent years, you made the acquisition of AI company and vision technology company, and it looks like with this acquisition. Today, it's a new Zebra we are talking about because, 10 years ago, their revenue was $1 billion. Today, it's $6 billion. And so it looks like it's a new company with new application. What you're saying is the innovation used to be in the core of the enterprise, and now the innovation moved to the edge. Could you elaborate a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's exactly true. So in November of 2014, Zebra was a specialty printing business. Think of industrial printing, about $1 billion in revenue, and did a transformational acquisition of $2.5 billion in revenue of the Motorola Enterprise business unit, which added scanners and mobile devices to the portfolio, making us about a $3.5 billion company. Today, we're almost $6 billion in revenue, and we invested in some new areas and did some additional acquisition. Our preference is to invest organically first into solutions. And then if we find an opportunity, once we learn more about that area, to invest from an acquisition perspective, we go out and acquire assets to give us faster time to market or advances in technology. So moving beyond our core portfolio of printers, mobile computers, and scanners, we've also invested in areas, as I said, radio frequency identification. We did an acquisition as well as organic investments into rugged tablet space. And then most recently, we've done more acquisitions in the idea of retail software. So think of enabling the retail associate or the associate inside a retail store. Organic investments in communication and collaboration software that allow a manager to talk to employees or employees to communicate among themselves. Think of retail software around planning and execution, so task management in the store. How do I communicate tasks to a retail associate in the store? Or how do I plan their scheduling around workforce management? Those are some of the acquisitions we did to marry with those mobile devices we have deployed in the hands of retail associates. The second area is to leverage our scanning business into fixed industrial scanning and machine vision. So think of that as a handheld scanner, which was our core market today, and moving into fixed scanning over things like belts within a assembly line that allows you to read barcodes and actually look at the quality of good being manufactured within assembly or within manufacturing. And then the third area investment was this autonomous mobile robots. So the idea that you use for e-commerce picking robots and humans together to pick orders within e-commerce or goods transport. So Zebra is a much different company than we were in the past. We really are expanded beyond our core into expansion areas and adjacent areas that give us some more breadth and depth of our portfolio across all the customers we serve: retail, transportation, logistics, manufacturing, healthcare, government, public safety are all areas we focus on with this expanded portfolio of products and solutions.
Mm-hmm. So you're talking about what you call the digitizing cycle, which starts with vision. Then you add on that machine learning and AI, artificial intelligence. And then after that, you have automating things. Is this the very beginning of that? What kind of application that are built on that? Or have you been done a lot of that recently?
Yeah, so we see our customers continue to look to digitize and automate their environments. And by doing that, they actually give, every asset and worker a digital voice. And once you have that digital voice, then you can, what we do, we talk about a concept of sense, analyze, act that actually drives outcomes. So think of sensing what's happening at the point of productivity, reading a barcode, printing a label, reading an RFID tag, knowing where a worker and a robot are at the same time, knowing where that asset is, giving everything a digital voice allows you to sense what's happening at the point of productivity, the very edge of the network where work gets done. And then think of then analyzing that information. Once you sense it, then you can analyze it, and then you can take the next best action in your business. What shelf needs to be replenished into a retail store? Where's the forklift need to go next within the warehouse environment to pick up freight? What's the next thing that happens to happen in a production line to adjust production to get better quality out of the production line? So then you can take an action. If you take that action, then you drive better outcomes in the business. So ultimately, businesses are become more effective and more efficient through our solutions and this framework, sensing what's happening at the productivity, analyzing that data, taking actions within the business and driving outcomes is how we think about it, all in the idea of digitizing and automating our customers' environments.
We've talked a lot of artificial intelligence recently. I mean, since the beginning of this year with ChatGPT, but as I said, you were using AI for a few years now. Do you think this is a very beginning of it, and we have a big range of new applications that we have to discover? What do you do about that, or do you think we still need some new technology to build this new application?
Yeah, I think we're leveraging machine learning and AI today within our solutions, and I think they are at their infancy of their use ultimately. This idea of if you can give everything a digital voice, then you can use machine learning and AI to do that analytics piece and do it smarter and do it faster in real time to enhance what the worker or where the robot or what happens on a production line gets learned and then ultimately implemented through AI techniques faster to become more effective and more efficient. So I think we're still at the infancy, but we're leveraging those techniques today across retail solutions around planning. We're leveraging in our robotic solutions that are learning environments. We're leveraging it today inside the manufacturing to learn what good looks like within a manufactured product. So this concept of machine learning and teaching models ultimately within AI to make better decisions. We've always done that in software, but AI adds another technique to that, allows it to be done faster and more prevalent within our customer use cases. So I think we're just at our infancy, and I think we're going to see more about it moving forward and be able to leverage AI more and more in our solutions and our customers' environments.
And there is also a technology piece that you have to add on all that, which is Wi-Fi or 5G, private 5G. And I read an article on your blog comparing these two. Do you think these two technology, mobile communication technology, will compete, or are they complementing each other?
Yeah, I think you'll see continued use of both, right? There's opportunities for 5G networks, usages in examples like manufacturing, which really give very high speed and ease of connectivity. You've got Wi-Fi that's prevalent today within our customers' environments. Both are here to stay truly within the environment. And I think that, we'll see continued use of, think of IoT, the idea that everything is connected requires wireless and 5G technologies both to be able to drive that connectivity. And once I have that connectivity, then I have digitization. Then I can automate the environment. I can truly impact workflows, but I have to have that connectivity first. I have to be able to visibly see what's in the environment from a worker or an asset perspective to be able to change the workflows within our customers' environments. And that's really, the leveraging of both those technologies will be important moving forward.
But are they combining pretty well, these two?
Yeah, I think you're using 5G today, right, in broader environments, and then you see private 5G being used, especially in things like manufacturing, where you want faster speeds overall and connectivity. Both will continue to be used. Wi-Fi 6 is an important development across Wi-Fi, and I think we'll continue to see both environments used.
Mm-hmm. So with the use of 5G or private 5G, we will be able to do things. It's not that we are going to do things better than we were doing before. It's that we are going to do things that we are not being able to do it. So we will have to think about new things, new application to build.
Yeah, I think it's both. It's economics, right? And then it's faster speeds, and then it's easier connectivity. So I think that, customers are always looking for new ways to get connectivity. And I think it comes back to this idea that if I can digitize and automate the environment, if I can easily give connectivity and view the entire network of assets that I have in the cloud, then I can do ultimately better decision making in my business and be more effective and more efficient. So I view them as technology enablers. Things like cloud and mobility, machine learning and AI are all ways in which our customers can implement technology. And ultimately, what they really care about is driving outcomes. So it's not about technology within our customers' environments. It's really about, how do I become more effective and more efficient? How do I be better serve my customers? How do I generate, higher profitability within my business? And technology is just a way to get there.
You are operating in 3 major regions, which are North America, Europe, and Asia. How do you compare these 3 regions in terms of advanced technology?
Yeah, I think all are about equal. I mean, I think we're seeing clearly technology deployed around the globe. We don't see a marked difference in North America, even the Latin America market compared to Europe or Asia comes from a technology deployment perspective. At times you see 1 or 2 technologies deployed, faster in a certain area, but not really today. There's a lot of ubiquity across technology. Things move very, very quickly when there's an advances in technology. So there's not a lot of difference like you've seen in the past.
Okay. I recently attended a session at a conference organized by Net Events, and Tom Banculli made a presentation, and he was talking about transformational benefits of the intelligent age, and he was explaining about 3 major squeeze, which are cost and labor shortage, optimizing for new expectations, meaning that because people are online all the time, when they go, in stores, they are expecting what they are online, and all the whistle, they are online. They want to have that in the store, so that they want always more, and it's more and more difficult to predict. So it's diminishing predictability. How do you manage your company with these 3 triple squeeze?
Yeah, I think that, all customers, including us, all of our customers, including Zebra, are looking for ways to have better supply chain visibility, right? The expectation, as Tom described, of, customers is to have, goods and services delivered faster and faster than they ever have before. And the only way to do that is to have, visibility first into the supply chain when those goods and services are arriving. I think that you're seeing, a challenge around labor, right? Is that, everyone's looking to continue to, drive labor and have engaged associates, right? So they have engaged employees, and we focus a lot at Zebra around talent and culture, right? So that ultimately, when we hire somebody, we can provide development opportunities and grow their careers, here at Zebra. Lastly, we think of, just staying focused on our customers and partners. As I said before, about 80% of our business goes to our channel partners, and continue to stay focused on them and make sure that we're really understanding their needs when they actually need products and solutions and services from us, and what's the time frame around that, so we can deliver it at that right time. So Tom's right. The customer expectation has never been higher in delivering goods and services at that point of demand faster and faster. Labor continues to be a challenge, and technology continues to advance to be able to provide those goods and services faster, but not without things like visibility across the supply chain, really doing advanced planning and understanding that demand. So ultimately, the visibility tells you when it's going to come, but you've got to plan better as well and stay close to your customers to understand that demand.
Mm-hmm. You did a survey or several surveys about the intelligent enterprise, and this survey is based on, you measure the intelligence of the enterprise based on 11 criteria, and doing that, different years, you can measure the improvement of the companies. Do you make a strong relationship between the level of intelligence and the performance of the companies?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you clearly see that customers by digitizing and automating the environment, by giving assets a digital voice, by knowing where employees are, and ultimately how they're interacting with, customers and assets within the environment, and better directing those businesses become more effective and more efficient. Information's power, right? And ultimately, if I can make better decision making, and Zebra thinks of real-time decision making. So we can use our data we collect in for big data and analytics behind the scene. But what we really want to do is be able to use that analytics right at the point of productivity, and be able to allow our customers to make the next best action in their business. Should the employee stop, in a retail store, filling a shelf, and go engage a customer because they've ordered online and want to pick up in store, and they just showed up at the store to pick that order up? How do I interrupt that task? How do I tell the forklift worker, as I said before, to go to the right area to pick up freight within the environment? How do I make sure that right medicine is delivered to the right patient within a healthcare setting to, improve patient outcomes? So we think of it as being really ultimately, how do I drive better outcomes within our customers? And then if they drive better outcomes, then they're better businesses overall.
Okay, two more questions. I was reading the 2022 annual report and the letter of your predecessor, and he was detailing all the headwinds your company is facing. And the list is pretty long. He was talking, of course, of the war in Eastern Europe, the supply chain problems, the lockdown in China because of lockdown, because of COVID, the rising interest rate, the extreme foreign exchange volatility, among others. I didn't mention the inflation. How do you see the 2023 market in that not very friendly environment?
Yeah, and I think we're seeing that, we've said to the market that we've guided, our business will be slightly down to flat, in 2023 from a financial perspective. The reason is we're seeing our customers be a bit more cautious. They're cautious in their spending. They're continuing to buy our products and solutions because we have a strong value proposition in good times and in difficult times economically. But our customers buy more products from us in good times than they hold back more in tougher times, as you'd imagine. So I think we're seeing our largest customers hold back a bit in spending. All the reasons you described are why, foreign exchange, higher interest rates, concern over the global macroeconomic environment. All those things are happening around us. And I think because of it, we're seeing our customers be more conservative in their spending, which so are we. So that makes sense to us. And I think we're going to continue to see opportunities to grow our business over the medium to long term. We've talked about 5 to 7% growth rate for Zebra through cycle, taking into account our core portfolio, the expansions we talked about, and these adjacent areas. And, we're confident in those growth rates over time. But in the short term, in 2023, we're going to see those areas impact, our business like they are others.
Okay. And last but not least, a pretty simple question. How do you see the French market?
We see that, we see the European market, pretty consistent across Europe. Same environment we're seeing from our other customers, fairly conservative from a spending perspective. Our customers holding a bit back. So all the things I just described, we see no differently really in Europe than we do rest of world. Asia, North America, Europe are all our customers experience about the same level of continuing to buy from us, continue to look to automate their environments, continue on the long-term growth plans, but ultimately being a bit conservative in the short term.
Okay, well, I think we've covered pretty much. Bill Burns, thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you for having me.